In our previous classes, we learned about different types of head, and in today's class, we're gonna learn about different appendages of head present in the insect body. Coming to the appendages of head bears a number of appendages where you can see two pairs of compound eyes, three dorsal oculi, and two antenna or a pair of antenna and mouth parts are present as appendages of head. Coming to the mouth parts, these are the feeding organs. In primitive orders like Collembola, Dipluria, and Protura, these mouth parts lies within the body cavity. Imagine this as an insect where the mouth parts are lined within the body cavity, not external to the body, but in the cavity, in the body cavity, where mouth parts are within the body cavity. This condition is called entomognatous condition, where in higher orders, a higher group of insects, these mouth parts are enclosed, not enclosed, where these mouth parts are external to the body, where there will be extension part of the head, where the mouth parts are present external to the head. These condition is called uh, ectognatous mouth parts. Well, you can see this. This is a entomognatous type of mouth parts where the mouth parts lies within the body cavity, not external to the body, but within the body cavity. And this is a entomognatous mouth parts, ectognatous mouth part, where it is a head, but the mouth parts are present external to the body, not within the body cavity, but it is external. It is present external to the head, where ectognatous mouth parts are broadly classified into two types based on the diet they feed on. Where one type is chewing and mandible type, which they feed on the solid food, and sucking and oscillate type, which they feed on liquid food or sucking up of the fluids from the plant. And these ectognatous mouth parts are of two types, as I said. One is chewing or mandibular type, and another one is sucking or oscillate type. Let's go to chewing and mandibulate type of mouthparts. It is also called biting and chewing type of mouthparts. It is a very basic type of mouthparts. It is a very primitive type of mouthpart, as you can see in most commonly in most of the insects. Example like cockroaches, grasshoppers, larvae of insects, etc. Where in this chewing or mandibular type of mouthparts, you can see two pair of mandibles, two pair of maxilla, one labrum which is called upper lip, and one labium which is called lower lip. And these mandibles and maxilla are called as jaws. Mandibles are called as true jaws or primary jaws, and maxilla are called as secondary jaws, and it also consists of one hypopharynx. Coming, let's go one by one. Labrum, it is as I said, it is called as upper lip. It is a flap-like fleshy structure attached to the clypeus. Clypeus is one of the a region in the head where there is it is attached by the clypeus by a narrow membrane, and it is movable. Both the, as I said, it is a lip, it is upper lip, it is movable. It forms front wall of this preoral cavity, as it lies above the mouth part. So it forms a front wall of the preoral cavity, and this inner surface of the labrium is continuous with the dorsal wall of the pharynx. So it is called as epipharyngeal wall, as it lies above uh, above. So it is continuous with this dorsal wall of the pharynx. So it is also called as epipharyngeal wall. This epipharyngeal wall bears a lobe-like structure. There is a lobe-like structure present, which is referred as epipharynx, and is responsible for identifying the taste of the food. The function of this labrum, as it holds food in position, so that mandibles can act on it. Where mandible is above and where this labrum is above as it is the first part, and mandibles are below this labrum. It holds the food so that mandibles can act on the food. And the next one is mandibles. There are, as I said, there will be a pair of mandibles. One is right mandible and another one is left mandible. They are also called as these primary jaws or true jaws, where there are paired appendages from fourth segment. As I said, there are six segments in the head. It arises from the mandibular segment, where it is heavily sclerotized and possesses teeth, as it is used for grinding and incision. They bear heavily sclerotized and possess some of the teeth. And there are two types of teeth which are present here, which are, one is proximal molar teeth and another one is distal incisor teeth. Both are proximal molar teeth is for grinding, and the distal interior incisor season is for cutting. And this function of these mandibulars are this, as I said, the labrum holds the food and these mandibles act on that food so that they cut the food into small fragments and grind using molar and incisor teeth. And coming to the maxilla, maxilla they are called as secondary jaws or accessory jaws. Here they are paired appendages within the fifth segment, which is the fifth segment. This is maxillar segment of the body, segment of the head, which is directly present below the mandibles, and they are segmented. There are segmented structure consists of here there are some segments present in this maxilla, which are chordo, stripes, galea, as you can see, and there are two lobes which are present here, which is inner lobe and outer lobe, which is galea and lacina, and you can also see maxillar palpi. Here, chordo is the basal segment which is attached to the maxilla, which attach maxilla to the head, where you can see it is a chordo. It is a attachment segment which attaches the maxilla to the head, whereas stipes is a second segment. It bears a lateral sclera called palpire, which carries up to 7 palpers. These pulpers are maybe maximum up to 7 in number. These are called as maxillary pulpi. And on the distal end of the at the end of these steps, there are two lobes which are present, which is outer lobe, which is galea, and inner lobe, which is lacina. Uh, Lacina is unsclerotized, which doesn't possess any teeth, but lacina, which is inside the inner lobe, is present, which possess teeth for grinding of the food. This is the function. Coming to the function of this maxilla, it directs the food into the mouth, and also they hold the food in position when the mandibles are acting. Both the labrum and this mandible maxilla, they holds the food, and they cut the food into smaller pieces. Coming to the labium, labium is called as a lower lip. It arises from the sixth segment of the head region, and it is the base of the preoral cavity. It is segmented. It is a segmented structure, consists of two primary segments, which are postmentum and prementum. Here, the postmentum is divided into submentum and mentum, where here the prementum laterally bears up to four segmented palpes called as labial palpi, which articles with lateral ciliate called palpizar. Here in maxilla also you can see palpi, and here in labium also you can see palpi. Distally, this prementum bears two lobes, the inner glossa and outer glossa. Both are paired structures. Collectively, these are called as ligula. Both the glossa and paraglossa, they both are collectively called as ligula. Coming to the function of this labium, primarily it is a primary sensory organ, primarily um, sensory in function, and guides the food into the mouth. Uh, this directs the food into the mouth. And coming to the hypopharynx is acts just like a tongue, where it is an unsubmitted fleshy lobe that arises from the membranous floor of the cranium and lies behind the mouth. And the function of this hypopharynx is it acts like a tongue and directs the food into the mouth. And here the portion of the preoral cavity. Here the portion of the it is a preoral cavity where the oral cavity enclosed between this is a hypopharynx and it is a labrum, where the cavity present between the labrum and the hypopharynx it is called cibarium. And whereas the cavity enclosed between hypopharynx and labium it is called as salivarium. As you can see, this is hypopharynx, and it is a this region is called as cibarium, and this region this cavity between the hypopharynx and the labium is called as